Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, we're in the shop today. We'll be working on the Corvette here in a second, but first of all, we've got to get our new package opened up for the next project. And that next project is basically going to be, you know who that is? You might know who that is, but if not, it is going to be a new steering wheel. You guys might be wondering, well, why are you going for a new steering wheel? And that is straight up because when I get in the car with those C7 seats, it's very uncomfortable getting in and out with a full-size steering wheel. This is from Revesol, however you guys want to pronounce that. But yeah, this is a 11 and 12 C6 Corvette steering wheel with a flat bottom D shape. You guys can see it is flat bottom. And we had this wrapped in leather. It has the little centering ring up top, and then it's a perforated leather with a titanium stitch. Now my car does have a similar titanium stitch on the shifting, the center console, I believe the armrest in that silver color, and this just happens to be close enough to match that. And you guys might be wondering, why are we installing a 12 and 13 steering wheel in my interior? That is because I upgraded quite a few years ago to that style of steering wheel. So the 12 and 13 are different from the rest of them because it has the chrome trim around it, a little bit of a black matte finish black, and it has a finish on the bottom. If you guys have the 06 to I believe 2011 steering wheel, this will fit, but the steering wheel controls won't fit. They are slightly different between the two generations of steering wheels. So the 06 to 11 do not have this centerpiece. This is where our steering wheel control buttons will physically snap in and bolt into. Like I said, the other style, the older style, does not have these centerpieces. So now there is one thing I do want to say. They sell these steering wheels fully customized for up to like $2 grand. I believe it's AZA, Auto Wheel, and other companies make them. They're all pretty much the same company. Getting these steering wheels from China. You know, the other options are carbon fiber top, carbon fiber bottom. You know, you can have a color, the center ring could be red, blue, whatever. I started looking at all those options. I'm kind of like, nah, I'm not really super interested in all that. And then the other thing, I kind of saw the cheaper carbon fiber ones, and just like, I don't want to be touching a hard plastic, because that's essentially what that is. It's like, I want a leather steering wheel. So that's why we went with the leather wrap steering wheel. And I want to say that this steering wheel was on sale. It was like 30% off. So I think I got the steering wheel for 200 bucks. So 200 bucks versus $2,000. Yeah, that's a hell of a deal for me. And you know, if I end up not liking it, I can always put the factory steering wheel back in and go back to stock. But I just wanted to try something. I wanted to get something with the D-shaped bottom, the flat bottom. And yeah, because that third bay, when we park, it's super tight. Having that ½ inch or 2 inches, whatever that difference is, will really make a big difference. All right, guys, this was kind of a pain in the butt to get out. But basically, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but there's a hole on the side, another hole over here on the side. And basically, I just stuck a small flat-headed screwdriver in that hole, and I pushed it. There's a pin on both sides, and you're able to pull that out. Now that we've got the airbag loose, let's go ahead, disconnect the battery, pop this roof out. That way you guys can see everything. All right, guys, that'll be a much better view with lighting than back here. How often do you see a carbon roof on a C6 in the back of it? Not very often. There's not many people. They're gonna have a carbon fiber roof. And yes, this is actual carbon fiber. I'll have a link to that video up above. We did that swap. Yikes, probably a good couple of years ago. So yeah, this is a good shot of the competition seats out of a C7 Corvette, the LS9 blower, the built 6-liter in there. So that's pretty much a quick rundown of the build. And now I think we're pretty much ready to go ahead and put this Revesol, however you say that steering wheel, into the car. All right, so you guys can see this white and pink connector back here. We have to get that disconnected, and I think that should free us up. There's little tabs on each side we got to pull those out, and we should be able to get the airbag disconnected. So we got the airbag out, and also I just disconnected the steering wheel controls. This is all, it's just, you know, press it by hand to pull it out. And then these little buggers, these are for the airbag. You got to get this little gray clip out first. I just stuck a very skinny screwdriver and lifted up on it, and get that out, and then that releases the safety clip, and then that enables to, you know, you able to come in here, grab both sides, and lift it out. So on the airbag, pink goes to pink and white goes to white. So just want you to be aware of that. So yeah, now that we've got that disconnected, I think we can go ahead and grab a nut. I don't remember what size it is, but the Corvettes do not use a steering wheel puller. You basically, even though it looks like it, because it's threaded for it, but if you put a bolt through there, you're going to go right into the steering wheel column harness and that whole mechanism, and it'll screw that up. So, all right, guys, so the steering wheel nut is 21 millimeters. Basically put that on there. I'm gonna go get a big extension and a big ratchet and loosen that. I would not recommend using a impact on the steering column. There's just too much stuff in there to go wrong, especially with the 2005, 2006 models. There's steering wheel position sensors. There's all kinds of stuff that can get screwed up. So we do manually, do it the old way. All right, guys, you can see we got the steering wheel out of the car, and essentially what I did, I just grabbed it from pretty much top, bottom, left, right. I kind of just rocked it, and eventually it did let loose. Now guys, be kind of careful. I've literally punched myself in the face removing a steering wheel in the past. So pop it off, remove it, but you want some force, but also you want to control that force, because you can give yourself a black eye. Ask me how I know. And then the rest of the disassembly is basically just taking this assembly out right here. These are held in with some T30 Torx. So there's 3 screws, take those loose. And there's some tape holding the wire harness on for the steering wheel controls. Pop those out of there, and that's pretty much it. With the 11 and 12 steering wheel, now it is different than the 06 to 2011, because those just have a screw that come down here. Take the screw out, it pops out. For these, this may scare you, but basically these black caps are just held on with double-sided tape or some kind of adhesive. So I just started slowly pulling up on this one, got it up, and you know, I'm not going to take it all the way off, but yeah, there's this little Torx right here we need to take out. All right, guys, I got one of the steering wheel controls out. The second one I need to get out. As you guys can see, there are 2 screws in here. There's one here, there's one here. This is a T10 Torx. I actually had to go buy this socket because T10 is obviously not a common size that I use. See, we have the new steering wheel. We have the horn assembly. I don't have it screwed down yet, but it is put in. We have the 2 wire harnesses that we took out. One was this red wire. That's the horn assembly. That goes to this white connector right here. That will slide back into the horn assembly when we're ready. But yeah, basically I just followed the way. I took it out of the old steering wheel and just ran the same wires the same way. It's not that hard. So, you know, just kind of ran it behind the frame here, reconnected the power wire, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So we got to hook up our steering wheel controls on the right side of the steering wheel. The left side, just you put it back together the way it is. All right, guys, I have the steering wheel kind of final installed, not yet perfectly, but I have lined up the spline of the steering column with the spline on the back of the steering wheel. Got that pushed in. I got the main connector for the steering wheel controls. That's plugged in, and the horn, and then we've got to get these airbag plugs, put it back into the airbag. But yeah, before we do that, we got to get the nut back on here. It's a 21 millimeter. That torques down to 27 foot-pounds. Now we can go ahead and put the airbag back in. Guys, remember, pink to pink, white to white. Should be good to go. And remember, you also need to put these little white secondary clips in, these safety clips. All right, so I have the 2 pins in, the pink to pink, the white to white. We should just be able to push this in. I got the airbag finally installed. I did have to pop it back off, and those 3 screws that we showed you earlier, I actually had to back a couple of them off. I think I had to do like a turn here, turn and a half here, and about a turn and a half on the bottom. Because whenever you pushed it in, the springs were like collapsed on this side. It didn't have enough room for it to click. you guys can hear that sound. It didn't have enough room to click, so I had to back off the mounting screws for the basically the horn tab a little bit, backed them off a bit. So let's go ahead, put the car in accessory mode, see what happens. If you guys can see, the steering wheel controls are lit up. See the lights turning on and off. So that's good. Steering wheel controls, let's try the radio station's working. All right, that's good. Horn. All right, that's good. All right, guys, that is gonna be it for the steering wheel install video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Overall, it was a pretty simple install. I just gotta tear the stock steering wheel apart. You know, make sure you have a T10 Torx, because obviously didn't have that with the 12 and 13 steering wheel. If you guys don't have that, I don't think you need a T10 Torx, but you might, because the 06 to 2011 might use the same hardware. I'm not sure, to take off those buttons and whatnot. So yeah, we'll give that thing a test drive, see how it goes, and if we have any problems with it, obviously we'll let you guys know. And I still have the stock steering wheel in a box, so if we end up not liking it, I could always swap it back and whatnot. So, but yeah, so far I like the design, and I like just a little bit of extra ease getting in and out of the car. So that was kind of a nice thing. So that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more Corvette content, hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications. And if you guys want to help support the channel, check out all the links down below. I'm not sure if we can find the Revesol specific wheel on Amazon. If we can, we'll find that. I think I ended up buying it directly from the manufacturer, so just a heads up, we may not be able to have a direct link to it, but I'll try to get you one down below. And also make sure you check out our website, BonecrrusherSS.com, you know, kind of as it says on the banner back behind me. Check that out. Any support you guys could give there goes right back into the channel, these projects, the Corvette and the truck, and all that good stuff. So that's gonna be it. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.